Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Prince Automation Destination. This is Prince. So as part of Java Collections series, we already covered most widely used collections, list, set, and map, and we demonstrated their respective classes as well. So for list, we covered array list and linked list. For map, we covered hash map, linked hash map, and tree map. For set, similarly, we covered hash set, linked hash set, and tree set. In case you are not familiar with these collections, I would request you to please check out my previous videos in the Java collections series to gain some good understanding around these collections, as these are most widely used collections for test automation as well as development. And today we are going to talk about multiset. This is another collection which I recently came across and thought of creating a video around it, right? So what is multiset? So multiset is also a collection which is used to store the elements, and it allows duplicate elements. Also, it doesn't maintain the insertion order. So this is the example. Like this is the entries of multiset army, right? So it contains 1 2 3 1 4 2. So it contains duplicate elements, right? Now let us try to understand more on multiset. So multiset is not a inbuilt Java collection. It is provided or created by some external library, Guava. So we are going to use Guava library to demonstrate multiset. Okay. Now it can contain duplicate elements, but it doesn't maintain the insertion order, right? So as it can contain duplicate elements, right? So it is not set, right? Also, as it doesn't maintain the insertion order, it cannot be list as well, right? So it is somewhere between list and set. Okay. So multiset is also known as bag in other languages. In Python, it is known as counter. And as this particular multiset can store occurrence of elements, so we can get the occurrence of element directly using the count method. Okay. So we can add, remove elements from multiset as like we do in set as well as list. Okay. Multiset supports in order independent equality. What does it mean? So for example, we have two multiset and they contain same number of entries, same number of values, and the occurrence is same, right? But their order is different. So in that case, they would be same, right? So this is what it indicates, right? Order independent equality, meaning their equality doesn't dependent on the order, right? So we'll try to understand. Same thing is applicable in set as well, right? Now let us come to this library, right? So this is the library that we are going to use. Okay, so let me jump onto the practical demonstration. This is the project that we have created, and I have created one Maven project, and in Maven I have added this particular dependency Guava, and this is the class that I have created, multiset practice, and added one main method, right? Now let us try to understand the syntax. So this is the syntax of creating multiset. Okay, so multiset of, let us say, integer. So we can use string, integer, character, anything, right? Whatever the classes we have, right? And let us give it name multiset hash multiset dot create method. Okay. So if I'll hover over here, so multiset is an interface, right? So this is an interface which is extending Java collections, right? So it is implemented on top of it. And if you will notice, this is coming from Guava library. Okay, this is what we just discussed, that multiset is not something provided by Java, and it is like coming from Guava library that we have added in pom.xml, right? Now we have discussed the syntax, right? So this is the example, like it can contain duplicate element. So we'll soon understand it, right? So it supports multiple methods, right? So add is to add the elements. So let me add the element. So multiset dot let us say add. So we are able to add the element, right? Now let me print this multiset. Okay. So you will see that we are able to add it. So we are running it, it is showing like this, right? Similarly, we can add multiple values. So let me add other values. Let us change the value to 3, and let us say again we want to add 3. Let us say again we want to add 2, and let us say we want to add 1 again. Okay, and now let us rerun it once again to show you that it can contain duplicate elements. Okay, so for 1 there are 2 entries, so it is showing like this. For 1 there are 2 entries, for 2 there are 2 entries, and for 3 also there are 2 entries. Let us remove 1 3 and let us observe the same what will happen now. Okay, so we have removed one entry of 3. So you see, for 1 there are 2 entries, for 2 there are 2 entries, for 3 there are only 1 entry. Okay, so we can remove as well, right? So we can use remove method as well. So instead of commenting, what we will do, we will use remove method this time, and we can directly provide the element that we want to remove. So 3. Okay, so this time also we should have the same result, because we added 3 once, added 3 2 times, and later we are removing it. So we will see there is one, 2 occurrence for 1, 2 occurrence for 2, but for 3 there is 1 occurrence. Okay, similarly, to find the size of multiset, like what are the total number of elements irrespective of duplicate elements, we can use size method. So let me remove this or comment this particular remove line, right? And let us calculate the size. So let me run it. So we will observe that there will be 6 entries, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So it is giving the total number of elements irrespective of the duplicate elements, right? So this is how we can get the size. Similarly, we can get the count as well. Okay. So for example, if I want to get the count of 3, so what I can use, multiset dot count. Okay. So if I, for example, provide 3, it will give us value 2. Why? Because for 3 there are 2 occurrences. To confirm, let me add 2 more occurrences of it. Okay, and let us see now. So this time it should show 4. Okay, so this is how we can get the occurrence of any particular element in the multiset. Okay, now we can use set count method as well. So for example, let us try to understand the purpose of set count. Now for example, I want to update the elements for 1. So what I can do, I can simply make it to 5, let us say, right? So in total I want 5 occurrence of one element, right? So now let us try to find the count of or occurrence of one element, right? So let us see what will happen. So there are 5 occurrences, right? And now if we will find out the size, let us see what will happen. So they are in total 11, right? So 6, so it will ignore this one. So let us count this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 5 days, right? So in total there are 11. Why it has ignored 1? Because it is already part of this thing, right? Because we are in total updating the value of or the count of 1, right? So that's why the size is 11. Okay, so this is how we can use different method, right? Now we can get the unique elements as well. So multiset dot there is a element set, right? So if I'll print element set, it will simply give me the unique elements. So let us see the same. Okay, so 1, 2, and 3. So it is giving us unique elements. So this is how we can get the unique elements as well. Okay, so these are the supported method. Now let us talk about this particular thing, multiset order independent equality. So let us try to understand. This is multiset 1. So where we have entries 1, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2. Similarly, 2, 1, 3, 2, 4, 1. These entries are same, but their order is different, right? Even though their order is different, but these are same, right? These are equal. So that's why we are saying order independent equality. So it supports order independent equality. It doesn't matter like whatever the order of elements, but it should be same, right? So let us try to understand the same. Okay, we are going here, and let me remove some unnecessary things, right? And let me copy it, and let me make it at multiset 1 and multiset 1. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to change the order. So 3, I'm going to make it as 1, and here also I'm going to make it as 3. For this 2, I'm going to make it 3, and I'm going to replace this 3 with 2, right? I simply change the order, right? So now if I try to compare multiset 1 with multiset, initial multiset I mean, right? So this time we should get true. So we can use equals method. Okay, so you see we are getting true. Now to confirm, let us make another entry. Just change the value, right? Which this way it won't match with the above multiset, right? So this time we should get false, right? So multiset follows the order independent equality, meaning the elements, number of elements and elements should be same irrespective of their order, right? So in that case, two multiset will be considered as same, right? Or equal I mean, right? Now we have discussed this. Now we are going to use multiset to find the occurrence of an element, right? This is most widely used or asked interview question as well. So we are going to use multiset to find the occurrence of character or occurrence of element, right? So you can use it for character as well. I'm going to use it for occurrence of integer. Okay. I've already kept this particular array, right? So I'm simply going to use it. Okay. So I'm going to this particular program, going to minimize it and going to comment this entire section, and this is the array, right? Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to simply use this particular line to create the multiset. Okay, and what I will do, I will use for loop on this particular integer array, right? For int I equal to 0, I less than array dot length and I plus plus. Okay, now what I'm going to do, I'm simply going to add this value into this particular multiset, right? So how I will add array of I, right? So this way I'll be able to add values, right? Now the values are added into multiset, right? So it will contain the elements as well as their occurrence, right? Now to confirm how we can do, so we can simply iterate this particular multiset. So we have already discussed like how to iterate multiset, or we can discuss this now, right? How to iterate multiset, right? So multiset 1, right? So as this is a collection, right? So we can use it like this because this contains collection of integer, so we can provide int a on the left side, right? And if I'll, for example, print it like this, a element a plus, I'm using, again I'm going to use plus and double quote, has occurrence plus multiset 1 dot count method that we're going to use, and we will simply provide a, right? Okay, so what we are doing, we are getting multiset 1, right, on the right side. So it will contain all the entries and we are serving them from right to left one by one. Okay, now if I'll try to run it, let us see what will happen. Okay, so you see element 1 has occurrence 2, element 1 has occurrence 2, element 2 has occurrence 2, right? So even though element 1 has occurrence 2, but it is getting printed 2 times. Why? Because multiset contains all the elements, right? To solve this, what we will do, we will simply copy paste this particular for loop, and instead of iterating it on multiset, what we will do is we will iterate this on the unique elements. So using element set, we will iterate it, right? So using element set, we will get the unique elements, and then we will get the occurrence of unique element one by one. So let us see. So element 1 has occurrence 2, element 2 has occurrence 2, element 3 has occurrence 2, and element 4 has occurrence 1, right? So this is how we can utilize multiset, right, to find the occurrence of character. So this is what I wanted to cover as part of this particular lecture. Thank you for watching. I would request you to please like, share and subscribe. Thank you once again.